Well, here we are today with Amber Spencer. Now, Amber graduated from BYU-Idaho in 2010, and you were my TA, and you were a lab assistant for the visual communication courses then. We were just getting started. Now we have a whole new emphasis in visual communication. And we'd like to kind of explain to students what you can do with these visual skills. And really, you've been spending the last 4 years using all of your visual talents to work for a lot of different people.
Yeah, crazy ways.
Yes.
It's been fun.
So now you have a branding website called Insignia.
Yeah, this is my website. You can see my logo, and you can scroll down to see some of my featured work, some recent work, and you could check out more work in my portfolio, signialogodesign.com.
Great. Now, when you left BYU-Idaho in 2010, where did you go first, and how did you use your visual skills then?
So we left Idaho, and we moved to Wisconsin. And we worked for Land's End, my husband and I was given a project, and I found a need for better design and filled that need, and then out of that need a whole position was created to continue to have and create better design internally within the company.
So what kind of projects did you do, and how did you get experience before you went there?
So it was flyers, brochures, posters, all this stuff in visual communications and advanced visual media, like all of the projects. It helps so much to know Illustrator and Photoshop.
Great. So even a large company like Land's End needed some improvement with their internal graphic design. And they created a whole new position because of your suggestions.
Yeah.
All right, so where did you go from Land's End? How did you use your visual skills next?
Okay, so we flew back to the West Coast, to San Francisco, and we lived there. I found the same need for photographers in the area, doing similar things. They needed logos, they needed photo books, they needed all sorts of things for them to increase and better their photography.
Okay, so you had an Etsy shop, is that right?
Yeah, started an Etsy shop and had about like 90 pre-made logos. I would take their name and take their colors and put them together, send them approved. I could get 3 done in an hour, and $25 a logo. I was happy, and it was so fun to have that creative outlet.
So you just did a little customization on some pre-made logos, and it was just very profitable.
Yeah, it was.
But you started getting requests for more custom work, and larger clients started coming to you.
Yeah, so we started getting people that wanted a completely custom logo, and it just started growing way too much for just me to do by myself.
Right.
And a little bit too much for my family to do by themselves too.
Now they found you because of your SEO repetition of keywords.
Yeah.
And your SEO skills, right?
Description is so important, describing your product really well and making sure that you tag your pictures really well. Those can make a big effect on who can find you.
So your Etsy shop started growing too big. How did you balance that with your family? You have 2 little boys.
Yeah, a 3-year-old, very active 3-year-old, and a very active 1-year-old. We actually moved to Utah during this time, and when my Etsy shop was kind of at its peak and growing a ton. And that's when Insignia was born, because it had grown too big, and I needed to figure out how to rein it back in for my family. My husband and I sat down and figured out that 10 hours a week was really good for me, that I could work during nap times or at night, and it gave me that creative opportunity, and it also created balance within our family. But in order to do that, just 10 hours, I had to raise my prices and be more productive. And so that led to better and bigger clients and doing creative work for them in a more unique way.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's interesting to see how you've come full circle. After you left BYU-Idaho, you worked for a large company, had your small Etsy shop, and now your own full-on branding company and website.
Yeah,
and you do some work with developers and give them style guides, and you have all kinds of projects you run.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about branding, you start with the logo, but it is like sky's the limit after that. We can do anything.
It's amazing what you've been able to accomplish with your visual skills. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you had some final advice for our visual communication students, what would it be?
There would be 3 things. You need to find a need and fill it. You need to love what you do, really love what you do. And then you need to take all that and balance it with your family. Now that's going to be different for every person, which is great. But finding and filling those 3 things will make everything work together.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Amber, and good luck with Insignia.
Thank you.